Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions on my channel on the new L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. As soon as I heard the hype about this bad boy, I knew I needed to go out and find it because this seems like it could potentially be a holy grail for me because I love my full coverage but not matte finish foundations. I like full coverage with more of like a radiant natural finish, and that's exactly what this foundation claims to be. So I knew that I had to go find it. I did have a little bit of difficulty finding it. The only place that I could find this was at Walmart. I went to Ulta, Rite Aid, CVS, and then lastly Walmart, and found it at Walmart, but none of the other three places. I know it is available on Ulta.com and Walmart.com, and I believe Amazon. I'll link it down below for you guys, but the only place that I could actually find it in store was Walmart, so I'm assuming as it starts to get bigger, it will be brought out into the other stores as well, but Walmart for right now. So I got this in shade 205 Natural Beige. They did have a very broad color range and it was fully stocked, so I was able to pick from all the shades and thought that this one would match me best. Originally I actually grabbed 208, but then I looked up some YouTube reviews and everyone was wearing foundations that were way lighter than that with like similar skin tones to me, so I was like, no girl. So 205 seems to work for me, so that is the one that I did pick up. As far as what this foundation claims to do, I'll read it from the back. It says that it is a radiant finish. You can wear it up to 24 hours. I would not suggest wearing your makeup for 24 hours, but hey, if you want to, I guess this is supposed to last that long. We will not be testing that out because I do not wear my makeup for that long. The coverage is supposed to be medium, although I have heard that it is more on the full side, and I mean, obviously I have it on my face now, so I do kind of agree. I'll give you guys a little, sneak peek into the first impressions, but I do think it is more on the full coverage side, but on the back it does only say medium. And then as far as the texture, it's supposed to be air light. It does say that it is a radiant finish, hydrating, and for normal to dry skin. I do think that their matte version of this foundation, the Pro Matte, is more marketed to people with oily skin, but with that being said, I don't think that you can't try this foundation if you have oily skin. If you like a radiant glow to your foundation finish, then try this out regardless of your skin type. This does have SPF 15 in it, so it does make it a great foundation for every day. Not so much a great foundation for flash photography, but you're going to want to have a little bit of SPF in your foundation if you are going to be wearing it on a daily basis to protect your skin. So I do always like foundations that do have SPF in them. And it does come with your standard 1 fluid ounce of foundation, and it was $10.95, so about $11, which is actually not too bad because some of the drugstore foundations are getting way up there now, like literally $20. So I was happy to see that this one was not super expensive and super marked up for the drugstore and came in at a lower price point. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys want more first impressions, and let me know down below in the comments what products you want first impressions on, and if you guys are interested in seeing my initial thoughts on this L'Oreal foundation, then just keep on watching. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go and start applying. So it is a squeezy tube like this. This is probably my least favorite type of foundation. I just don't like squeezy tubes, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to squeeze it onto my finger, use my finger to apply it to my face, and then blend it out. So I don't really know how much to use. I'm going to take this much at first and just kind of dot it around. Okay, it's very liquidy. It doesn't feel thick at all, so I'm definitely going to go back in with some more. It almost feels like a serum or something. Like it doesn't feel really like foundation. Definitely very light. It also definitely does have a scent to it. It smells like sunscreen. I wonder if is there SPF. Oh yeah, there's SPF 15 in this, so you can definitely smell the sunscreen. Then I'm just going to go in with the Beauty Blender and blend that out, and we'll see how it blends out. Okay, do you guys see this? It's leaving like white dots on my face. Do you guys see that? What is that? And it's over here. I hope my camera's picking up. There's like tiny clusters of white dots, and I do not know what that is. I don't know if that's part of the foundation. I'm like checking my Beauty Blender to see if it's something in my Beauty Blender, but it doesn't look like it. That is like really weird. I do not know what is going on with that. They're blending out like into the foundation, but I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to like Google it. Do you guys see like on my forehead? Like, do you see right there like the cluster of white dots? Like, what is that? It's like white pigment. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's all blended out. I think it looks really beautiful. It does definitely have more of a dewy, natural type finish, but it is very full coverage, which I like. But those white dots are really freaking me out. Like, I was able to blend them all out, but I don't know what that was. It does say on the back to shake well, and I didn't do that. So that could also be why, because it kind of looked like there was like some sort of pigment, like the white pigment might have been like what makes it kind of look dewy and a little bit luminous, but it was like separating from the actual foundation, where if I would have shook it like it does say, that wouldn't have happened. So I don't think it's the foundation's fault. I think it probably was my fault, or there was something on my beauty blender. So I don't think it was an issue with the foundation. As far as color goes, it looks pretty good. I'm really glad that I didn't grab the 208 like I originally was going to, because I literally could not go any darker than this, the 205. So it looks pretty good, but I might actually have to get one shade lighter for when I'm not very tan, because I am pretty tan right now. So if I get lighter than this will probably be too dark. But as far as shades go, this one does seem to match me. I will say though, I feel like this tube makes it look lighter than it actually is, because this like color does not look like the color on my face. You know what I mean? The color on my face is a lot darker. So I feel like this tube makes it look lighter. So this could be deceiving. So don't go by this. I would go by like YouTube tutorials, or like try and look up like color charts online, and that might help you a little bit better than looking at the actual tube, because I feel like it definitely looks lighter in the tube. Alright, so it is about 11 a.m. now. I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup. I have some errands and stuff I have to run, and then I'll check in with you guys later this afternoon, and then once again tonight to give you guys my final thoughts. But so far I actually really do like it. I am very much into luminous, kind of dewy, but full coverage foundations, so I really like it. It feels very light on my skin, which I like as well, because like I said, it does give this full coverage finish, but I don't feel like I'm wearing a mask whatsoever at all. Like, I just feel like my skin is like very light and airy, kind of like I'm wearing like a BB cream, but just with tons and tons of coverage. So like that a lot. So far I like it, but that could completely change. So stay tuned and we will talk soon. Alright you guys, so I am back. It is 6:11. My errands took a little bit longer than I had expected. So I have been wearing this foundation for quite a while now, and I have been able to gather my thoughts on it, at least my initial thoughts, although I am going to check in with you guys one more time later tonight. But so far I actually really like this foundation, and I am very impressed with it. I feel like it is very full coverage, like I said, but it does not feel cakey or like too much thick on my face, which I feel like a lot of drugstore full coverage foundations are. They're just so thick and so cakey, and you can totally feel them on your face. And especially now that we're moving into the summertime, I do not want any foundations like that. So I feel like this foundation for the summer is literally just going to be like my go-to as of right now. Could change, but I love it so far. Like, holy grail, because it just feels lightweight and beautiful, but it does give a really nice glow and complexion to my skin, while also evening, you know, out rosacea and everything else, all my issues on my face. So far I do really like it. The only thing that I don't love is that it did settle into my little smile lines here a little bit. I've had foundations that are way worse, and I did not even set it with a powder, so I feel like if I set it with a powder, it probably would not set in at all. Also, in regards to the white flecks, I forgot to tell you guys that. So I actually looked it up right after I finished filming the first little segment. When I put it on this morning, I went to Google and I Googled it and I looked it up, and a bunch of people were saying that it happened to them when they did not shake up their foundation, and then once they shook it and they applied it, it didn't happen again. So what I did, because I'm crazy and wanted to make sure, I took all of my makeup off and then reapplied it, but this was literally, like I said, about 15 minutes after I first had filmed the first thing, so this makeup's technically only been on my face since like 11:15 instead of 11. So I went, took all my makeup off, and reapplied it after shaking it, and did not have an issue. So it was my fault. You just gotta shake the foundation before you apply it, and that won't happen. But yeah, so far I really like it. I did not find that it like oxidized on my skin at all. When I was looking at the color range, I did tend to think that a lot of their shades were kind of gray, like on the grayer side of the scale when it comes to like tones, but this one ended up matching fine, so I was able to find a good one for me. But just keep that in mind, they do kind of run a little bit gray. Like, I would have liked if this was like a teensy bit more, I don't know, yellow, I guess. I'm not good with shades, but they're a little gray, but not that bad. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts. I will check in with you guys later tonight. I still have to eat dinner and do a lot of other stuff, so we'll really see the test then. Like I said, I have not even set it with powder. I haven't had an issue with me looking like a grease ball or anything, but I have dry skin, so that would be kind of hard. But it has been lasting really well, and I don't actually see it transferring at all either, because a lot of times if I'm like touching my face or stuff, I'll find it like it's on my fingers and stuff, but I haven't had that issue today, so far, impressed. Alright you guys, so I am back with my final check-in. It is now 9:10 p.m. And overall, my first impression of this foundation is a very positive one. I do definitely really like it. The only negatives that I can find to this foundation is one, I don't like the packaging. I don't like that it's a squeeze tube. I wish it was a pump or a bottle. I just prefer that type of packaging personally, although I do find that foundations at the drugstore that do come with pumps are more expensive, so that might make the price point higher on this, and it is pretty inexpensive for a drugstore foundation, so I'll deal with this. And the only other thing that I didn't love about it is that it did settle into my fine lines. Like I did say, it's not that bad. I've had foundations that are so much worse. It wouldn't stop me from wearing this foundation. I just think that in the future I will set it with some type of powder. The main things I really love about this foundation is, one, I do think that it gives a really beautiful, radiant finish to your skin without being too much, because sometimes foundations are a little bit too luminous, too glowy, and make you look like a disco ball, or like you're sweating, or you have oily skin and your oil's just coming out. But this gives a very nice radiant finish to the skin, but it's not too much, it's not overdone. It's still definitely really beautiful for every day, especially for the summer. And I do really love that it is lightweight while still giving you a really nice medium to full coverage finish. So I do really like that as well. So overall, I definitely give this foundation 2 thumbs up. I think they did a really, really great job with this. I think that if you have normal to dry skin, you will really enjoy it. And even if you have oily skin, but you like foundations with a more radiant finish, I think this is definitely one that you should try out. So like I said, I'll put links to it down below, and you guys can check it out in store at Walmart. That's where I found mine. But yeah, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below if you have not already. And I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!